Welcome, Toasties, to the Toaster Podcast. I am here with...
Hi, I'm Kamala.
Okay, and then...
President Trump.
And then...
Sorry, President Joe Biden.
You're not president anymore, Bunny.
I'm sorry, I must
Isn't
have
that
forgotten.
great? Ever since we had Hillary Clinton in our podcast, we got 2 U.S. presidents here. Now, isn't that great?
Yeah.
In the Toaster Podcast.
Yeah, woohoo. Yeah, okay.
Well, if I may interject, I think the best thing ever for you is that you have the best president of all in the U.S. history here. Me.
Yes, I must agree so myself that I am present here today, and I'd like to... sorry, I forgot what I was supposed to say.
Okay, so all right, guys. I have a few questions for you, and you're just going to answer them, okay?
All right.
Plain simple enough.
Yeah, okay. So, why do obese men smell worse than skinnier men and obese women?
Well, I think that the people that are a bit fat, they release more sweat. That's disgusting. It smells ass. And then all of like the McDonald's grease gets built up on their body.
Okay. I understand that. What about Biden? What does Biden want to say?
Sorry.
Okay, how about Trump?
I believe that some of these American citizens are being falsely stereotyped as people do not get the appeal of their actions. They did not choose to be fat. Well, most of them. And I think we can fix this issue with drugs and Ozempic.
Drugs and Ozempic.
Sorry, I must have fallen asleep. What were we talking about again?
Don't worry about it. Okay.
All right.
So I got another question for you guys. You guys ready for it?
All
All right. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah. Am I allowed to call my Jewish friends shalomies?
I mean,
I think that can be considered offensive
all right,
towards
so-
Jewish people, and like that might trigger some people. So unless you and your friends are like really close, I would recommend not to.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense to me. Okay. So what about Biden?
Well, I do believe that since the United States of America does have the
Well,
freedom of...
if I might
Hey,
interject.
excuse me, Trump. I was still talking.
Sorry, I thought you forgot about it.
Yeah, I don't care what you thought. Since the United States of America do have freedom of speech, I think it is perfectly fine as long as it's agreed upon with the friends to call each other. What was it again? Sorry, shalombies.
Yeah, shalombies. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kamala, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's greatly said from President
Okay.
Biden. Yeah.
Yeah, Trump, you got no say in this.
I would like to notice that you called him President Biden, but he's actually vice and former president.
Well,
Let's move on to the next question, please.
All right. Would you put an executive order for English teachers to be fired after they get pregnant during their time of teaching? So Trump, what do you
since no one's answering, I would like to say that I do not believe that there's. Well, see, this is quite a difficult question, but I would say that in some cases, depending on what's happened, they should definitely be fired. But I feel that we should overhaul the whole education system as a whole, because right now we're giving quite a lot of money towards it. I think we should use that money to spend on more important things, like stopping the Mexicans from importing drugs to our country.
So you mean the fucking military?
Excuse me, Miss Kamala. I do believe I was just starting to talk. My opinion is that although I do not like it, I must agree a little bit with President Trump here that we should put as much effort into focusing to stop those darn Mexicans from entering our country.
So
I think they're a little too invasive currently, and I think we should set up a protocol to prevent that.
okay, so Harris, what are your thoughts on all of this?
What was the question?
Okay, the next question. All right. So, why are genitals censored in Japanese porn?
If I may, I would like to go first here. I had a chat with my good bud over there as I was in Tokyo, Japan last year, and I actually found out that it was because of President Trump's doing that he was enlisted to be in multiple pornography films in Japan, but because of his crude and disgusting looking genitals, they had to censor it and henceforth start censoring it everywhere as his disgustingly obese.
I don't know.
Hey,
what this old
excuse me,
man's talking about.
Mr. Trump. I believe I was still talking.
He's obviously gone senile. So as
excuse
I would
me,
like to say, the government currently censors Japanese.
Excuse me, I was still talking.
As I was saying, the government usually censors Japanese porn because it's not American, and if it's not from America, it should be heavily penalized. Just like we're adding tariffs to Mexican, Canadian.
No,
and
now I
Chinese
believe you're
goods.
lying there because I do remember hearing about a conversation you had over there in Japan that did prove that it was because of your obese and fat balls.
I
It got
have multiple
censored.
friends in Japan, and they can all agree that that is not the case. Multiple men, in fact. Wait.
Okay, I think this
Are you
conversation.
saying you've participated in homosexual porn, President Trump?
Guys,
Well,
I think this
I
is.
think we should move on.
Yeah, I think we should move on too. So, so this question is mostly for Trump, but all of you guys can have a comment on this. So, what do you guys think about renaming the Great Wall of China to the Great Wall of America?
I would say that because it's so crudely built, we don't want to claim it. The Chinese can keep their faulty and imperfect goods, and we Americans will make our own great walls.
What about Harris over here?
Well, I don't think it's our thing to claim. We can't take Chinese property.
Yes, I indeed must agree with Kamala there.
Okay. So, wow, all of you guys got the same stance over there. But right now, we're going to change interviewers. So, carry on, Eddie.
Hello, Toasties. It's Toy over here, and we're with Kamala Harris. Kamala? Kamala?
Hello? Hi.
Okay, and we're with Donald Trump.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Donald Trump, best president of America so far.
And lastly, the homeless guy who's sleeping on the street. Joe Biden.
My apologies.
I think we should just cut him out. Let's move on.
Hey, buddy. Hey.
No. Not yet.
my
Okay,
apologies.
hey, listen. Let's be friendly. It's all about positivity, okay?
All right. Yes, I agree.
So, I have a couple of questions to ask all of you three. With the first question being, do you guys legalize homeless people for having homes?
I mean,
I think that's just dumb. Like, homeless people should be able to get off the streets, and if it's made illegal, all of America's prisons will be filled with homeless people, and then America will lose a lot of funds, like funding all of that.
if I may intercept here, I do quite disagree with that. I think that
Yeah.
if, in my opinion, a lot of homeless people just seem to make too much drama about their current living situation. I think that generally just if you're if you're homeless, you should just like buy a house, you know? I think you shouldn't make that big of a deal out of it, personally.
This is one of the first good takes I've ever heard Biden say, because, as you know, if you are homeless, you just didn't work hard enough. And honestly, all these slackers, we shouldn't give them an ounce, even an inch of help, because they are on the streets because they could not handle real life. And I instead think we should focus on building our prisons to keep these people in and not let them escape.
Yes, and I'd like to quickly...
No, guys.
I'd like to quickly add on that since we should definitely make it illegal to spend the rest of your living days on the streets, we should also eradicate all homeless shelters and build prisons.
Good take from Biden there, and I'd like to admit that last time I was in New York, I saw a concerning amount of homelessness on the streets, and I think we should be really just working to hide all of that and maybe move them, like, if not into prisons, some sort of suburbs where they could all roam
just
free.
A quick take to add on to their Trump as we do seem to be getting along quite well right now, Joe. I mean, Donald. Sorry. I think to make more profit for the American government, we should...
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Okay.
Yes, excuse me. I think we should sell all of the homeless people to as slaves to China.
Guys.
Joe Biden kind of going off script here, guys.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, I have this question. It was actually like highly requested by the public. What color is a stretch?
Excuse me, could you repeat that?
What color is a stretch?
A stretch?
I'm not
That's
quite.
yellow.
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Stretch. Like, like when you do the crowbar on the floor, like what color is it?
Well, I don't mean to offend anyone, but obviously, as an American nation, it's red, white, and blue.
Well, me personally,
The blue of the Democrat Party.
I like the colors mostly. They're mostly. All right. Excuse me. I feel a little bit targeted here by this interviewer. My apologies for being old and slow. I like the colors black, white, and red, as my old buddy Hitler from the Nazi party used to like as well.
Okay.
We were good buds back in the day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, I have another question. What are your thoughts about making the phrase, let's get ready to rumble, instead, let's get ready to humble, to show more appreciation to the Pope and Jake Paul?
I quite like that.
Idea. We need to appreciate the Pope. There's a lot of Catholics in America, and they need to get appreciated.
I think we also need to show our appreciation towards Jake Paul, as he is quite the very masculine. Sorry, move on.
Joe seems to be breaking up here, but I think that's a really good change to the phrase. But I don't think we should do it because of the Pope. I think we should change it because that's what we Americans do best. Just like in the Middle East when we humbled all of them during Operation Desert Storm.
Okay. And it's going to be my last question is, when did the immigrants of America get so aggressive towards the Native American people?
Well, I would like to go first here. Me personally, I think that it is definitely because of the Trump coming back into office. I think it has definitely angered a lot of the immigrants, as he is quite the anti-immigrant president, and I think he should change his ways, be a little bit more open to accepting immigrants, even though me personally, I don't like those darn Mexicans either, but I think we should still offer them a place of refuge in our country. But President Trump here doesn't seem to quite agree with that idea.
I don't think Joey really understood the question here, ladies and gentlemen, because the question here was, why are they aggressive towards Native Americans? And I think the issue here is that it's not the Native Americans, but it's our economy as a whole. Our economy just doesn't have room to fit all these immigrants, and that's why they're lashing out at our native people. So I think to fix this issue, instead of making them friendlier, I think we should just...
Well, I
them.
think a lot of those economy problems come from you, and I think...
Actually, as you know, Biden, you left me in the worst state any other president of the United States has had to deal with in history.
But,
you ruined the economy, and the inflation prices, once they've gone up, they are hard to bring back down.
Those inflation and taxation things, they were still from...
Okay, may I get a word in here?
Yes, Biden, I think you should let our
All right, yes.
Our failure of a president who lost to me.
Of course, Miss Trump. I mean,
Okay,
Kalama.
so, if we're speaking of immigrants, that might also mean the old people, like the colonists, like in 1776, when the current Americans landed in what we know as the United States nowadays. They were incredibly aggressive towards natives. They wanted land for settlement, farming, and resources. They were they used aggressive measures to get their way, to expand the colonies and to expand America. So that may be why there's still a lot of aggression towards Indians nowadays.
Yeah. Nice job. This has been a really good interview with you three. Oh, it's kind of like 2.5. So I'll be showing.
Thank you, Edward.
Who?
Yes. I must thank you a lot, Eduardo. Was it?
All right, guys.
Huh?
So
Where did my good friend Eduardo go?
he's dead. Anyways,
Oh dear.
There are more questions
Oh,
crafted by me.
yippee-ki-yay. I quite enjoy
So,
this
first of
questions.
all, hello, Toasties, and welcome to the next episode of the Toaster Podcast. Now, today we got President Trump over here, we got the former President Joe Biden over here, and we got the former Vice President Kamala Harris too, across the phone line. So, for the three of you, I have questions that I'd like to interview
Yes.
you about. 1. There has been a petition to make Fortnite the national sport of the US. Do you agree with this, or do you have something better in mind?
I think that esports in general could be like made a important sport in America, not the national sport, but very important because it is a modern way of competing. And I think that's very good for the American economy if there is a lot of cultural events like normal, like football, esports, and stuff like that. So I wouldn't make it the national sport, but I would definitely encourage it.
That's an interesting take there by Kamala. I personally would like to refrain from speaking on this subject, as my friend Elon Musk had some backlash by the gaming community.
My heart goes out to you guys.
I don't remember seeing in the transcript that Elon was going to be in this episode as well, but I don't know much about this new and upcoming growing e-sport, was it? But the other weekend there, I did manage to try out this fortnight with my grandson, and I must say it is quite the enjoyable game, and I do recommend it to the new upcoming generation, and I definitely support it becoming the national sport, as I think shooting people will be a great advance in already training our new American children to be ready for the military when they grow up.
But isn't that like encouraging like people getting guns? And isn't that against like your agenda of restricting gun laws?
Well, I think restricting gun laws is very important, but I also believe that us as Americans, we must stay strong, and we must remain powerful in this new society, meaning we need lots of men in the military, especially in the future. So, yes, thank you.
Amazing. For our second question, should the healthcare industries be defunded in favor of banana plantations?
Absolutely.
I
The
think
healthcare industry is it's quite an expensive industry for us government officials to keep up. And honestly, private healthcare has been quite good for the economy. So I believe I have some friends in Colombia who have said that there's a lot of bananas there. So I think we should set up some banana plantations in Colombia, fund some private organizations to go do that. And that will boost our economy, and it
So,
will boost our
Mr. Trump,
ties with
Mr. Trump.
Colombia.
So here you're suggesting setting up banana republics in Colombia.
Absolutely.
I mean, I must
I
say
think
that
healthcare is incredibly important.
I do enjoy gobbling a banana down my throat every occasional Saturday, so I am in quite of the big support to increase funding on banana and plantations, as I do love sticking a couple bananas down my throat every weekend or so. So I'm definitely in big support of this, and must agree on this subject with President Biden. I think Colombia is a great and tropical area to grow this stuff, and I think it's a
All right.
Good idea.
Kamala, what do you have to say about this idea?
Well, I think it's very bad because healthcare and funding of like healthcare is very important. I think that America should introduce universal healthcare, so we can, so everybody, not like from the poorest to rich, could get healthcare if something happens to them.
All right.
So I do not support the idea.
Yeah, that is perfectly reasonable to hear. Does any of you consider getting frogged unethical, and would you allow it as capital punishment?
Doing what?
Getting frogged.
Would you mind repeating?
Getting frogged.
Frogged, okay.
So, what do you guys think?
Hold on, let me research what frogging is.
Well, while
I think
Kamala
frogging is
researches what
Trump,
she
could
was,
you not speak?
you
when I'm
just
trying
said
to
that you were
speak?
going to research. So please, ma'am, calm down. I don't believe that any true American patriots would fall to such levels of disrespect and disgrace. And I think that if you really did commit such a heinous crime, that capital punishment would definitely be in order.
How about you, Kamala? I heard you too had something to say.
Well, I think that frogging is like more ethical than what Trump has made in his current office. He has allowed firing squads for like the death row, which I think is incredibly vile and non-ethical. So I say frogging is more ethical than a firing squad.
Wakey, wakey.
What's going on again? Sorry. Oh yes. Frogging was it? I do quite believe that frogging is quite the fun act. I like doing it on weekends as well, just like gobbling a couple bananas down my throat. It's quite the adventurous and exciting act, and I definitely encourage it to our upcoming youth and all Americans. And I think it should be made more noticed, and we should, as proud Americans, promote it more.
Okay. Who do you root in the upcoming elections? Hillary Clinton or Glorp?
Aldor.
Well, Kamala, how dare you say that? I usually remain as quite the passive figure, except against those darn Mexicans. But you have quite disrespected me and everyone in the studio right now. I definitely think that Glorp should receive all of the American presidents, current and former's, support in this upcoming election, and we should definitely get Glorp in office as soon as possible.
Well, Glorp was a friend of mine in college, and we did history class together. So I'd say he's a pretty solid candidate. Of course, I'd like to be his vice president, which I'm sure he'd allow. So yes, I would fully support Glorp.
Surprising coming from you, as you like being such a dictator. I'd assume you would want to be president, but...
Well, you're a bit slow, but as you might see, my 2 terms are coming to an end in 4 years.
All right, whatever you say.
Okay. Now for the last question. Should breathing have a tax, but only for those who don't have at least a 7-digit income?
Should what? A breathing tax? No. I don't think that breathing should have a tax, as it is an thing that a human body does automatically. We do not control our breathing, and that means you would get taxed for wanting to live, because you cannot live without oxygen.
Doesn't that happen already with like everything, like healthcare, food industry, everything else? Doesn't that happen already? Like you need to pay to live.
I think Kamala's off the line. I think she didn't quite hear what you said, but that's probably because she's a woman and...
Welcome, Toasties, to the Toaster Podcast. We've come with a new episode, and I think I don't even know how to introduce them, guys. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Hello, ladies
I
and
am
gentlemen.
Kamala Harris.
See,
Hello,
of
this
cour-
is,
of course,
Joe
of course we
Biden
have all
here,
all the women speaking over me because they like to
Shut up,
say
cunt.
say weird things about me on Twitter. But I'm America's
Shut up,
current
cunt.
and greatest president, Donald Trump.
Yes, I must agree that this specific woman on the line here is quite the incompetent one, and she should know her place and know when she is allowed to speak and when she should let the higher ups and the greater, more powerful men speak in her turn. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So if you guys somehow didn't realize, we have Trump, Biden, and Kamala Harris here. Woo! Where's the applause? All right, guys. All right, guys. So, I've always wanted to ask all of you, especially Trump and Biden, by the way. I've always looked for a JOI from you. But like,
All right.
I've never found one, at least the official ones.
Well, the thing is, I have recorded a couple back in the day and age when I used to be in college, and I don't really regret those days. I do actually have a
cameras back
secret OnlyFans page as well that I don't share as it is quite expensive. That I do require at least six figures for.
Okay,
it, so-
Sleepy Joe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Could at least like I get the OnlyFans?
Well, I'll do you one better. As I'm not ashamed of anything I have done in my past, I would be open to make a JOI for you right here and now.
Oh, all right. If you want to do that, I'll be honored.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep going. 6, 5, 4, 3,
Don't edge me.
2,
Please.
1.
Please. Please.
And now you may release it all.
Thank you. Okay, anyways, Trump, what about you?
Well, I would like to refrain from this question, seeing as the internet's a place full of lies and misinformation. Anything you might find about me is most likely fabricated.
Okay, but
There was
okay.
there was a thing
Okay,
on Twitter
okay.
about flight logs to Epstein's Island. Those were obviously completely fake and did not happen. So I'd like to refrain from this question.
all right, but do you have one at least?
I can neither confirm nor deny this information.
All right, man. What about you, Harris?
Well, seeing as I don't have a penis, I think it's quite hard for me to have a GOI. But like, I made one.
I think
I was
Kamala
in
here is a little
about
bit
high school.
uneducated about what a JOI is.
When I was in high school, somebody gave me an igloo, and I used that to make one.
All right. Well, you guys seem like you escaped the Matrix, right? Right?
Well,
Yeah.
something I must say is that I recently found out quite a big secret from George W. Bush that he revealed to me. And in fact, current and former President Donald Trump is actually a pigeon. And he is a spy for the government, which is why we should not trust him. And I think
Wait. Is he a spy for the government or is he the government?
he is only a spy.
So why is he a president?
Because it's all just a cover up for who the real president of the United States is.
Right.
And that's
Me.
Sure, Kamala. But calamari.
I
Have
do
you
quite
escaped
like
the Matrix?
calamari.
Actually, no, you don't seem like you escaped the Matrix. Trump, have you escaped the Matrix yet?
Yes, no.
Well,
women
you see,
were to
there was
have
no
escaped the
escaping
Matrix.
for me, as I was the one who's running it. You have all been pawns in my little game here, and I will follow to make America the greatest nation in the simulation and outside of the simulation. For you see, this was all so I could make my plan in real life. This is all a simulation where I can test to see how my greatness will unfold.
Okay, what is the first step of escaping the Matrix?
I cannot disclose that information publicly, you see, as too many people would start to figure out.
All right. That's fine. Well,
I have been shot. How dare you, President Donald Trump, the great, the bad, I'm bleeding out.
it's okay.
I
Okay.
don't think he took his meds this morning.
So, guys, I have a really important question. I always ask this everyone. Do you like butterflies or moths more?
Moth.
Oh, I love you. Okay, but what about you, Trump?
I believe the moths are more dedicated workers, as they will always fly towards the light. And I think we should have ideal citizens like this, who follow orders and do what they are told.
This is exactly why the entire Toastercast crew voted for Trump.
How dare you? I cannot believe you would vote for such a disgrace of a human being.
Well, you heard it right
He,
here.
in fact, is actually a butterfly in disguise.
Is that true, Trump?
Don't lie to the people.
I don't think former President Biden
Don't
here knows what
lie
he's
to the
talking
people,
about,
Biden. I mean,
as he mixes up other things on a daily basis. I think what he was trying to say is that he himself is a butterfly in the system.
No,
and
that is
he's
in
trying
fact
to sabotage
not
my
true.
presidency.
See, I would like to state that back in the good days when I was born, back in 1762, I proudly hatched out of my cocoon and became a very, very nice big moth. And that is why I have had actually gray hair since I was born, because I was born directly as a great, powerful moth. And
Alright.
I
Can we
followed
wrap
the
this up?
lights,
I need to dip.
and I've gotten here so far. And yes, thank you.
All right. Well, Biden, do you have a weak heart?
I think I have quite the.
It seems,
Yeah.
it seems,
But-
it seems President Biden's having a heart attack.
Trump-
Someone call
somebody-
911.
No, we don't need no. We don't need no 911. We don't need no 911. But Trump,
guys,
Mr.
don't call
President
911.
Trump,
I don't
President
think
Trump,
Biden
President
can afford
Trump,
it.
President
Yes,
Trump,
yes.
President Trump. Do you have a weak heart?
No, Americans on this
Help!
planet.
Help!
and
The
your
Mexicans!
pathetic-
They're invading!
Your
The Mexicans!
pathetic
Shoot
screams
them!
would never
Shoot
scare me.
them!
As much as I'd like to agree with you there, Biden, I believe that instead we should sell them our goods and use them to fuel our capitalist industry. Thank you, everyone.
Right. I understood all of that. Well,
Message to all toasties: we must remain silly.